Hi, everybody. Today we're going to introduce Mo Aladin. He's the owner of 8 Montanas across Alberta. He employs 400 employees and he loves to play squash and tennis. So let's meet Mo today and see what he can teach us all. Hi, Mo.
Hey, Daphne. How are you guys doing?
Very. As I was saying, we're making lemonade out of the lemons that we're giving. And then this project that I'm doing is all about showcasing business leaders in the community that have advice that we can be sharing with the rest of our community and helping each other out so that we all grow from this and get out of this in a really positive place. So thank you for joining me today.
Sounds great. So
the reason I have you on is because you have a lot of experience with employees. 400 employees is a lot of people to manage on an ongoing basis. That's what you do all the time. And I know that's what you're an expert at, is helping train employees and helping them grow into what they want to be. And now in these difficult times, you need to help us manage our employees and how we can support them through this, through what's happening today.
Sounds great. So, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, a lot of people are concerned and talking about layoffs, and what can you teach us, or how can we navigate getting the government to support us, or what should we be doing? What can we do?
Right. Sure. Sounds great. So one of the things is we're obviously in a challenging time in our restaurant business in Alberta for the last 4 years, and this is just another one of those challenges that we have to deal with. But the one thing that we have done right now is that first we started communicating with our staff early on that this is going to be a very time sensitive and very tough times for them. Now they understand that Dan and I, my partner Dan and I, are there to support them through this whole process. And quickly I'd said, listen, let's all your general managers go out there and start talking to your staff about what is to look forward to. And what is going to happen, and the first one is that yes, there will be layoffs in our business, because first of all we're only open and takeout and delivery starting today, so our business goes from let's call it $50,000 a week to $5,000 a week. 10% of our business is what now that we're living on. Now, one for us is that we close the business and lay everybody off. What Dan and I decided that we're going to try to protect as many full-timers as we can, starting with the managers. It's very simple. You have to put that there's no work. So there's a box on the form that you have to say that there's no more work. And under box 18, you'd have to say COVID-19. So that's an individual you're going to lay off. Mm-hmm. Okay. And there is no, that's the way you deal with that. The mm-hmm. individual that has to be quarantined, there's a different box that you put, and there's pretty self-explanatory to say that they're going to be off sick, and that's what you're going to have to deal with to do that. Okay, sorry, there's my phone dying on me. Falling on me. Sorry, Daphne.
We can edit this out. Don't worry.
There we go. Jeez.
Okay. Yeah, your screen has gone off. I guess there
you go.
Again.
There we go. So yeah, so basically, if you're going to be quarantined or your family's quarantined, then that is a medical leave option that's self-explanatory. So that's the first thing that people who haven't done that should be doing for their EI. The second one is a letter that you're sending to all your employees. The letter doesn't have to be a complex letter. The letter is the one you can get off the internet, anybody. But basically, it's describing to the employees that says, please, you are temporarily laid off. And it's temporarily laid off due to coronavirus. Mm-hmm. And then we will do your employment record, which goes directly to Service Canada. Most of you guys have never done an employment record. One of the things that people in the old days used to give an employee record, those days are gone. It actually goes directly to Services Canada through the Ceridian once you fill out that form. Now, they can get a physical copy and all that stuff, let's say if they're moving. But even Service Canada across Canada is connected, so they will get an employment record to do that. That's what. So the employment record will be automatically sent to Services Canada. Second thing is you will be called back to work once this environment changes, right? And all after that is all you have to do is in that letter is just to say, hey, what's happening with their benefits? If you want to continue their benefits, and our full timers are continued benefits till through the period. And what you want to do with other people who those are three key components of that. Right. And then you're not paying them terminate. This is the key factor, is that you're not paying their terminate wages. Because if we did that and we had to terminate 300 employees, then we would be bankrupt as it is. So you're not terminate their employment, and you're not paying their termination fees.
Okay.
So that's what that letter would do to that. And then what the government is just Mr. Bill Morneau just said was that the government is going to give you 10% of your wages for the next 3 months. That is what the number is, that to allow you to keep some people employed.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you have an opportunity to keep some employed, whether like you, Daphne, who has remote people that keep people employed, the government is going to pay you 10% to keep the business going.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to adjust as to what that impact is. April, first week of April is when you'll see those forms available. And okay. I will send it to you, Daphne. If I get a link as to how I'll send it to you, so you can send it to your group people to see how you can activate that, do that. It is tough to not to lay off people, and I understand that. But at this point, try to balance that. If they're going to stay at home and there's an opportunity for them to collect what the government is giving, and still be sustainable, and you can have still a sustainable business at the end of it, you're going to do that. What's
important is that they all have somewhere to go back to. Yeah,
absolutely. The other one is everyone should have talked to the landlord. Everybody should have talked to their banker to either extend their lease, extend their line of credit, whatever that is, their loan. All the major 4 banks have said that they're going to have a grace period of paying off your whether it's car payments or whether it's mortgage payments. There's a whole bunch of deferment that it's deferment. They're not going to absolve it, unfortunately, but they're deferment that they're going to do that's going to allow you to kind of have a deep breath, that you don't have to have a mortgage payment come out that's going to hit you, or your lease payment of your building and all that. So talk to your landlord, talk to your bankers. Both of them are really awesome to do. The other good news, if there is good news, is again a deferment, is that taxes don't have to be done for April. It is now done for August. So you will have an August, a deadline of August to pay back your GST and all your personal and business taxes and stuff, like if your year end and all that stuff. If I can articulate that, even on that, if you had to pay, you don't have to pay it right now. So you filed your taxes and you had to pay, and you haven't paid because you're waiting for March, you can still file it. You won't have to declare that it's, you won't have to pay it till August.
Okay. So you can still file. Yeah.
You can still file and don't have to pay till August.
Right.
GST, some of your staff get GST rebates. They are going to extend those rebates, and they're going to be higher rebates for some of those employees, like part-timers who would get a GST rebate. So they're going to extend those. So those are the things that, if to keep your business, because right now, if you think about what that's going to look like if 1,000 restaurants go under, that is the predicament of Canada as well as all of us is much more massive than one little restaurant or my 8 restaurants and your business, Daphne. It's about continue to keep people employed and all that.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. We're going to keep interviewing different business owners. We're going to bring you some business tips, and we're also going to be bringing you mental health tips from different psychologists and comedians. And we have a great lineup coming up of all these awesome, of our awesome community. I'll see you all soon.
Ciao.